I think as we look at the future of the auto industry, it starts and it ends with the customer. I think that we're in an industry right now at a significant crossroads. I don't think that crossroads is the crossroads of domestic versus foreign name-plated manufacturers anymore. That might have been the crossroads that existed in the 1990s and even maybe part of the late 80s. I think that the crossroads we're at today is we are pretty much a global industry. We have the ability, I think, to bring global resources to bear on problems and issues that I think impact most of our, or that impact people who are important to us, like customers. But I think the crossroads we're at today is very interesting, and it is a global crossroads in many regards, because I think it's on subjects like energy security. It's like, where is the source of the energy that's going to propel your products down the road? Certainly there's more efficiency to be gained from improving internal combustion engines with very sophisticated transmissions on top of those. There's certainly an opportunity for diesel engines and a role that they can play. There's a role for hybrids. And in fact, there's probably a role for several different types of hybrids. We can have several varieties of those that would appear. There's a role for something that we call the extended range electric vehicle, which is in fact an electric vehicle that has an onboard gas generator kind of thing that keeps your battery charged. And then last but not least, fuel cell electric vehicles. I think we've distributed about 89 of 100 fuel cell Equinoxes. This is the largest distribution of a fleet of fuel cell vehicles in history. This is not our exact latest generation, but the second to the last generation of fuel cells. This fuel cell represents a very productionable product. This is a product that we think at scale could be manufactured for about the same price that an internal combustion engine is. We think that it would have 50,000 hours of durability, which is about the same kind of durability that an internal combustion engine has. So we think this is a very marketable entity. The real challenge that remains is onboarding enough hydrogen so that you can have 300 to 400 miles of range. This vehicle has between, I think, 250 and 300 miles of range. So we'd like to put more hydrogen storage on it. And I think that's one of the challenges we face, because that's why we put it in a sport utility vehicle, because it gives us the opportunity to put larger tank sizes on it. But there's a lot of research taking place right now on how best to store hydrogen on a vehicle. And I think as that technology moves forward, it'll kind of get there by the time the infrastructure of hydrogen develops. Interestingly enough, a company like General Motors, we have this OnStar product. Anybody in here heard of OnStar? One of the great things about OnStar is it lets us be in communications with these vehicles. We are downloading the vehicle diagnostics almost real time, so that if something goes wrong with the vehicle that the customer can't even detect, we call the customer and say, hey, where are you at? We're going to send somebody out to take a look at the vehicle because we got an error code set. I think in the case of fuel cell vehicles, it isn't if they come to market, it's really when they come to market.